I do
Oh.
better when we're not recording. Oh, we are recording. Oh, we are recording.
It's okay.
Hey,
See,
hey,
that's why
Kiki,
you don't tell us we're recording.
Don't look at this corner of your screen real quick.
Yeah.
Don't look at this.
Yeah.
And we're live.
Yes, we are.
Live.
Yeah.
Man.
Don't even say we're live. We should just keep talking.
No.
Akil, next time, just don't even tell us. You'll just record right away.
I should start recording before you guys even get into the room, just to see.
Yeah, just to see like what happens, right? Guests could be in the background. So we're live. Welcome.
We're live.
Why is people like messaging me, bruh?
Oh, is your hermit thing not working out? Do you accidentally have friends?
I got invited to an iftar last night. Even though you probably saw our Eid episode, so it wasn't last night, but by the time you're watching it, it's the 27th of Ramadan. No, like it's April. Whatever, man. We can't give away the studio magic.
Time travel.
We've been doing. It's not working out, man. I enjoy people's company. I blame you two.
Yeah.
It's human nature.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Since we're gonna talk about like personality traits and stuff this episode, I just want to let you know that according to biology, you need to have approximately 148, give or take about 20%, associates in your life to be fulfilled in your neurology. So
thank you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
you cannot isolate yourself. You need 150 friends, dog.
Okay, so I will go to my Discord. I have a Discord server. Please go to my Twitch, twitch.tv/lone7.
Yeah.
Please start joining my Discord server. So I have 150 friends. I could randomly ask you guys to show up to my Twitch and watch me play video games. With that said, this is episode 6.
My mic is still working.
Your mic is still amazing. With that said, episode 6, get to know us, where we talk about our personality types. We are. Wow, that was pretty narcissistic of me. I'm 35% narcissistic. We are your Chai-Wallein from your local chai.
Akil, I'm Akil.
I'm Kiki.
And Zane. The 35% narcissist.
Get to know us episode.
Oh my goodness, you have racist sunglasses?
Oh my god. You need to get rid of those. No.
What do you mean?
No.
Y'all don't recognize style, yo.
No,
this really speaks to my 35. This really talks to my. What's up?
No. You need to like wear those sunglasses, move your camera lower, sit in the front seat of your pickup truck, and tell immigrants to get out. That's what those sunglasses are for.
These are my 35% narcissism sunglasses. Whenever I tell people I'm a narcissist, I just put this on.
Those are not your narcissistic sunglasses. Those are your white supremacist sunglasses.
First of all, they're fishing sunglasses for $5 from Walmart. I have not lost them since, and they're amazing.
Can I break them?
Why? If you buy me new ones, sure.
I was about.
You are not wearing those.
Your cousin's sunglasses, but you're both Pakistani, so who knows? Anyway,
no, we're gonna get some good-looking glasses.
We'll get you some good glasses.
Okay.
Not the wraparound Oakleys. Oh my goodness.
Real friends will tell you if your sunglasses are bad.
They're mics. They're mics. It's a
no.
No, it's a fishing.
It's a
off-brand
no.
Off-brand wraparounds.
Okay.
Anyway,
so we're gonna start with our local chai question. Actually,
our local chai question. Kiki, where's your local chai? Where's the best local chai?
At my house.
At your house.
In North Carolina.
Yeah, that's that 21% narcissism coming through.
I have mugs for days.
Outside your house, where's the best local chai?
I make it outside.
Where's the best local chai that our viewers can have so that they don't show up at your house?
I will, if you tell me where to go, I'll make you chai. I carry a burner. I carry chai supplies. I'm the Chai-Wallein. Tell me, I will come to you and make you chai.
Actually, that's amazing. Hold on.
If you are listening to this podcast, please show up at Kiki's house and ask for chai.
I will say, I met a guy. I went to the Mosquers Film Festival. Shout out to the Mosquers and to the Halal Gap podcast. I went there in March last year, and there was a guy making
That's
coffee.
That's where you met my friend. Arish.
Yes, yeah. Yes. Shout out to Arish. He's also having a comedy show this month. Yeah. I forgot the dates. We will somehow shout him out too. But
we'll have him on the podcast. Why not?
Sure. Why not? We will have there was a dude who literally made coffee in a French press in the lobby before we went into the auditorium. I was just like, what are you doing? He's like, I need to have my black coffee, bro. And he has this French press. I have no idea how he heated the water. I have no idea where he kept the coffee, where he grinded the beans, but he had coffee in the French press.
Campers do that. Campers carry their supplies with them, just like how I carry my supplies.
This is a film festival. Everyone's dressed to the nines. Where'd you put that in your suit?
Like I don't know.
If you had like a briefcase or something. So I do that, not with coffee, because I don't drink coffee unless I'm at work. But I do that with my tea. I just keep like my tea press with the leaves in it when I leave the house. And then if I can just grab hot water somewhere, I'll just add it in and then have fresh tea.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kiki, do you make espresso?
Yeah.
Can you tell me how to put like the proper pressure? Because I try to make espresso
machine.
I did have an espresso machine. It wouldn't work. Like it was always just regular black coffee I would get from a French press, and now I have a mocha pot.
Yeah.
What?
And a mocha pot.
Does it make mocha?
No. A maca pot. Maca
it's where
pot,
you put the water and the coffee in the bottom, and then it like goes out the spout. And then
should I bring? Can I run?
He literally sent you the video, dog. It's in our Discord.
She doesn't watch my videos. Kiki doesn't watch my videos.
Okay, I had a lot going on. Okay, I was thinking. Okay, I just made. So you know of Mehfil. So I made almost. So there's 150 people at the Kari Masjid for Mehfil Friday night, and I was in charge of chai for 150 people. I burnt one whole percolator of chai because the percolator was burnt. My chai wasn't burnt. The percolator was burnt. Therefore, it burnt all of my chai. That was sad. But I will look this up and see what this is.
Espresso, you just need to have the right water pressure in it. You need to put the right pressure in it. And a lot of the hand espresso things are like pump action. But I think if you just grind your beans and tell them we're recording on Sunday and it needs to be out by Thursday, that'll put enough pressure on them.
Also, my friend, you remember Osman? He is actually a great espressoist.
Does he also do like the artwork? Because I need my old espresso machine, I could have the milk steamer. So I always steam the milk, but then I pour it. All I get is hot milk. I don't get like the creamy white stuff to do like artwork with.
No. You gotta you like hold the cream back while you're pouring the milk.
Yeah, and you have to
and then you can either spoon the cream in to do your designs, or you can pour it in after. And
cream. It's just bubbled milk.
It's not frothing. It's not frothing correctly.
How do you froth it correctly?
You have to get a frother.
It was a frother. It was like the espresso.
What milk are you using, Zane?
What
milk are you using?
So they told me to use skim milk, but I also use 2%.
Don't use skim.
I'm sorry. Oh, they told me to use 2%, but I use full and 2 and like.
Okay, yeah, use full.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll
get back. Yeah, we'll discuss this. I'll come over. You'll make me the best cup of chai.
Next episode is a cooking show.
Or Usman will, because
Usman
sounds like Usman's better than you. Okay.
Hands down. Go to him for coffee. Okay. I'm chai. He's coffee.
Oh, you're chai?
Coffee. Yeah, I'm chai. That's
She's
the whole question.
Chai.
That's the whole question.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm the most whitewashed desi. I was like, I'm gonna give you my coffee stuff.
Yeah, I was like, why is he talking about coffee? We asked him about chai.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I was talking about kahwa, as the Arabs say.
So, where is the best cup of chai that you can get?
Kiki's house.
Yeah.
You're his local chai.
Apparently, she's my local chai. So apparently, she is my local chai. Well, there goes my idea of making coffee brew for this specific coffee. Oh, well, okay, cool.
Oh,
What?
never mind. I thought you were going to say something else. Never mind.
No, I had
ahead.
plans of making a specific local coffee brew and call it local chai coffee,
Oh,
and then I
that's
realized
so cool.
that wouldn't make sense because chai.
That's already taken, dude.
True.
Or like, okay, fine, but it will be our brew that we could sell. We'll have some stuff from Calgary, some stuff from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Brew it.
You can put coffee in your chai too.
With, coffee in chai is delicious.
So
it's called dirty chai.
I'll say the
that's
best chai.
Espresso in chai.
Yeah.
But like regular coffee is good.
The best chai I've ever had. I don't go out to drink chai. I get like, but when I get coffee when I go out. But at home, Lipton tea, the breakfast blend with some little bit of cardamom, sugar, and milk. It works. It helps with some biscuits, right? Or like some Oreo cookies you could probably dip in, right? Amazing. Lipton breakfast tea. Okay, just keep it basic, keep it simple.
I'm a Danidar girl.
Danidar girl? What?
The red label.
The red label. Okay. All right. There was a tea that I bought locally here in Durham, and it was supposed to taste like roses. It smelled like roses. I don't think it tasted like roses, but that's what it,
okay. Akhil, what's your best chai cup?
Oh, the best chai has got to be the blue chai. If you follow me on TikTok, I did a whole 8 or 9 part series on trying to recreate blue milk from Star Wars, and about half of that is chai. It's blue colored chai. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks cool.
It looks cool, and it's really good. May 4th is today when this episode comes out.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Today's the perfect day to try a blue chai recipe. So head on over to TikTok and check that out. But yeah, the best cup of chai, I feel like chai varies and like everyone has their own specific chai, but the best cup of chai is who you share it with. So in that case, the best local chai was at In Cafe in Sydney, Australia. And it was a nice organic chai, but it was good company, reading some good books. We were reading some Rumi poetry. Ooh, best cup of chai I've ever had in my life.
That must have hit.
Oh, it did. It did. I loved it. In Cafe in Sydney.
I have to ask you because it was a cafe in Sydney. Because it was a cafe in Sydney. I have to ask this question. Was it like real? Cafe. Was it like real Rumi poetry that actually talked about Islam, or is like the poetry where they take out all the like, because a lot of Rumi poetry that I see on social media, they take out a lot of the references to Islam in Allah. So a lot of like Rumi poetry, he's talking about love. He's talking about loving Allah, and that's not what these white girls be posting.
Yeah. So this was for my friend's birthday, and I actually got the Rumi book was my gift to her. So I went to every single bookstore in Sydney trying to find an actual Rumi translation, and I found one. There was a whole Rumi section at one of the Japanese bookstores in downtown. Japanese bookstores.
Okay, cool.
And I found one that actually had like that didn't have the religion taken out. So it was I spent the whole day looking for actual Rumi, and I found it, and we read it over some chai, and it was delicious. Awesome. The poetry and the chai.
I think sharing who you share your cup of chai with is what makes that sip and cup special.
For sure.
Whatever it is.
Because on Fridays, because I drink chai all the time, but on Fridays is when I drink chai with family, and it doesn't have like the same spices that I use. It's not the same coffee that I use. It's like store-bought chai, but it always tastes so much better.
Ever had like a late night conversation on the phone talking about Islam or like anything academic, and you both make tea at the same time?
Have you done this with a girl? Is this a date?
You know what? Let's move on. It's just a bunch of friends doing it. Calm down. Not everything has to be a date. Like, relax.
But the way it sounds, Akhil, did it sound like a date?
Reminiscing. I was reminiscing.
No,
I was reminiscing.
I do that. Not on the phone, because I hate talking to people on the phone. But like in person,
No wonder you don't pick up my calls.
Bro, I was walking home. It was too cold to hold my phone. It was snowing, Kiki. Okay, what am I supposed to do?
I'm sorry. You have each other's phone numbers? Because I don't got either of your phone numbers.
No, this was on Discord.
Oh, it was a Discord call.
Both of us.
Oh, yeah. Man, I was feeling left out. I'm like, yo, it was a Discord call. Okay,
Zane, you also didn't answer. What's your excuse?
So, I want to get into it. Actually, yeah, I do know the excuse.
He was talking about Islam over a cup of tea on his date.
A fight occurred, and I was talking. One of my besties, she needs to have a retrospective on why fights occur, and I was having that retrospective, and then I called back, and then me and Akil got in the call, and Kiki wasn't there.
Yeah,
I joined a few minutes later.
We waited for you. It's fine.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but like, late night talks are the best time to talk about
it's like
religion.
Therapy.
Yeah,
it
is.
Like anything after 1 a.m. if you're talking about emotions, you're talking about. I went to a conference in New Zealand, and like in one of the sessions we ended up talking about mental health, and I'm like a huge advocate for mental health, so I went off and talking about the importance of mental health, talking about struggles, talking about suicide and all that stuff. Not to bring it back to suicide, but then what ended up happening is in my hotel room after that, a bunch of dudes just stopped in. And we just talked about Islam and mental health until the wee hours of the morning. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. It was better than any of the structured activities in the conference.
Yeah. It's because it's more natural, especially if like with me, I think the best time is you make the tea at 8 or like right after Isha and then see where it goes. And then the next thing you know is like in the winter, Isha's like at 8. And the next thing you know, it's 2:00, but no one wants to like, stop the conversation because the conversation is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah. And then you have that little moment where there's like a lull in the conversation and you have to microwave your tea because nobody was drinking because we were all just in it. And then you keep going. It's great.
You keep going, yeah. Or your tea is finished and you're staring at it like, I'm going to make more.
And you're like, I really don't want to get up to make more right now.
So the best thing to do is I have a
percolator.
Kettle. I have a kettle. Okay. I have an electric kettle. I was going to call it Ketli, like everyone knows what Urdu is, right?
We can I've never heard of Ketli.
I know. Maybe I said it wrong, but like, I just I boil extra water and keep the electricity like plugged in so it stays hot. Like,
Do you usually take the electricity out?
No, I don't unplug it. I mean, I do unplug.
Yeah.
Okay, but it also matters on like the type of people you're around, right? There's people who argue a lot, and you may not want to talk to them after 8:00. Like, you might want to talk to them at lunchtime. Right?
Yeah.
That goes to personality.
Y'all are lunchtime buddies for me, JK.
Yeah. Dang.
Kidding.
Or are you our lunchtime buddy? Think about it.
Have we ever talked to each other over lunch? I think we started this podcast during Ramadan. So.
Yeah. But now we're outside of Ramadan. So next time, we'll be like sharing our lunch boxes.
Sure. So it depends on the type of personality you're talking to.
I think that's what we need. We need a personality test online that's like, are you a lunchtime person or are you a 3 a.m. person?
That's for us to decide.
Yeah.
Speaking on personality tests.
Segment 2.
Excellent segue. Kiki punches the
button. Clip that. Xbox, clip that. Anyway, so our personality types, the meat and potatoes of this podcast. So we decided to work on 3 different type of personality tests. The first is Myers-Briggs, the most common, and definitely this is my personal experience. And this, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I truly believe it's astrology for business majors. That's what I believe about the Myers. My man agrees with me. That's why I love you, Akil.
Actually, all of these personality tests, even the ones that we didn't do, I feel like are astrology. for different sectors. So this is the astrology that I was forced to do in school. This and whatever career aptitude test that they made us take online, that was probably a scam. That's like, I remember my results. It said that I needed to be a feng shui consultant. Yeah, that was my aptitude test.
I mean, I like your background, man. It is very feng shui with the Legos and no, I can't.
The energy coming in from the door into the microphone and out the window.
Oh, yeah. So you two seem to have the same.
We're the same.
We're the same.
We're the same.
Yeah.
We're
I'm the odd one out.
INFJ.
So what is INFJ? INFJ, the advocate.
It's the avocado. I call it the avocado because French. It's the advocate. So INFJ is new to me because when I was a kid, I was an INTP, which is what Zane is. But now I'm INFJ, and I don't know what that means.
Oh, really?
What does Kiki, since you're
an
INFJ? I'm pretty sure you take great pride in being an INFJ. Please explain.
I used to. We make up the 1% of the population in the world, allegedly.
Yeah.
Top 1%.
The only reason I say 1%? That top, like we are elite. The narcissism is coming out. The reason, like, I don't know. I used to be very pro Myers-Briggs and like to the T about it. And then in the recent past, I kind of stopped because it was like, it's just putting you, as my best friend says, it puts you in a box and then it like forces you to stay in that box without like, like I could also be this, I could also be this. And there's not just like there's so many people in this world. There cannot just be 16 personalities. Like,
no, there can't.
Not possible.
Yeah.
Well, when I'm looking at your results, you guys aren't exactly the same.
I
wish I read it like it's 73% introverted, 67 like Kiki 67% introverted, and Oculus 73. Intuitive, Kiki is 73, and Oculus 65.
Should we go through some of these terms just so that people know what we're talking about?
Yeah, we should.
So Myers-Briggs, MBTI is how it's used professionally. It's based on Jungian psychology, which I'm not a fan of, just to begin with. That's some biological essentialism BS. Are you saying yes to Jungian psychology, or is
I'm saying yes to you? This is exactly why you were the only person I would do a podcast. I'm so glad we met.
So it gives you 5 letters. The old version only did 4 letters. And basically it's putting you on 4 different continuums, 4 different spectrums. So the first one is I or E. Are you extroverted or are you introverted? I think those words have changed definition over time. Feel free to chime in with your own thoughts.
What category is that? It's like the I and the E. Don't each category have
it's what you focus on.
Okay.
So do you focus on your own thoughts and feelings, or do you focus on the words and actions of other people? Basically.
External, internal.
Yeah. So internal validation versus external validation, internal focus versus external focus.
All right.
So all 3 of us are introverted.
Eyes.
We're all eyes.
Yeah.
And that's why we have a podcast, because we don't like talking to people.
We don't like talking to people.
Yeah. We like fake talk on the screen.
I like talking to people.
Yeah.
And that's why I always lie. I think you're lying. I think you're extroverted.
I think
you're very
I'm an ambivert. I choose where my energy goes.
Says every girl. Let me ask you this: was that on your Salam's app profile? I'm an ambivert, or I'm a introverted extrovert.
No, I was proud. I was like, I'm a homebody. I'm an INFJ, and then I took that stuff out. I was like, actually, no, I don't want y'all to know this.
Okay,
that's fine. Cool. That's fine. And I think when we get to the other 2 personality tests, we'll see that side of Kiki coming out.
Yeah, cool.
So that's introverted versus extroverted. The next letter is how do you process, or where do you get your information from? So when you're learning new things, how do you get that information? And it's either S, sensing, or N, intuition.
What's the difference?
So sensing is you take, I feel like this is just the first category.
It's like
you
external,
take the external
internal
information, right? You
Wait, how
take
do
information
intuitives-
as it is. Sensing is you take information as it is.
Okay.
Intuition is you think about it more, you process it more, you add your own understanding to it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm
Would it be
trying
like
to
a
think.
literalist understanding of Islam versus
Yeah.
more organic understanding?
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have the Muslim podcast, or do you just sit in the front seat of your car with a low angle camera and yell at TikTok?
Oh yeah, exactly. Cool.
So
Yeah,
all
man.
three of us are N. So we're all thinking about the information instead of just like
Mhm.
taking it as it is.
Very different.
This
next one, this is where we change.
This is where we change. So how do we make decisions? Do we look at logic and consistency, or do we look at individual circumstance, individual context? So Zane is thinking. So he's looking at logic, he's looking at consistency, he's looking at what's the right thing to do. Kiki and I are both feeling. So we're looking at circumstance, we're looking at people's individual experiences, we're looking at that when it comes to decision making. And I think we see this in the podcast a little bit, right? Because we're talking about our experiences, but Zane's talking about his professional experience as a clergyman, which is what we like to emphasize on this podcast, especially based on the feedback that we've gotten.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Yeah. So I definitely see that. The next one is structure, which is also something that we differ on. So when you're dealing with people, do you prefer making a decision and sticking to it? Or do you prefer just observing, seeing what's out there, being a little bit loosey-goosey with it?
So that'll be me, the loosey-goosey guy. The P, perception?
Yeah. So you're loosey-goosey.
Okay.
And Kiki and I are both, make the decision.
And what? This is decision making. So I'm a loosey-goosey decision maker. You know what?
Is that why I make decisions?
This is why you make your decisions. You're a decision maker. This
is
I'm
why.
The alpha.
Yeah,
I'm just a decision maker.
Yes, and this is why this podcast started. Because I couldn't make the decision to start it.
So here's my issue with Myers-Briggs: is every time I take it, I get a different result. And it's always this category that I get a different result in.
Interesting.
So I flip-flop back and forth.
So let me ask you this. Do you have, okay, so one of my, someone I know said that this changes depending if you're on ADHD medicine or not, or like whatever.
I thought it was life experiences, like heavy life experiences.
Your life experience could also change it, and your medication could also change it. Personality type,
because it alters your brain chemistry.
Yeah, so that is why I think this is what do we call it, astrology for business majors. Because while I have taken this test multiple times, each and every time I have always come up with INTP.
Yeah.
Once I got something different. I'm like, wow, that's weird. But now it's always consistently INTP.
I've been the same since high school. I took it first in high school. I took it in college, after college, recently.
Yeah.
Same.
And this is my issue with astrology and Myers-Briggs, right? Because they're the most popular ones, right? People will justify their shortcomings, or I'm just going to say their toxic behaviors based on not even their personality type, like INTP, but based on one of the letters, right? Like I'm sensing, I'm feeling, that's why I did this, right?
I've never heard anyone say that.
People, I feel like ENFJs, I feel like always say, I'm an empath. And that's why I feel this. I'm like, that's the most narcissistic thing I've heard.
That is the biggest red flag. If anyone says I am an empath, you need to stop speaking to them immediately.
Yes. Or like they'll blame their I'm a what do you call it? Something with their astrology, right? Gemini. I'm a Gemini, so that's why I have like 2 different personalities. Right? Something like that.
Is that how they say it?
That's exactly how they say it.
Okay,
that's exactly how they
I'm a Gemini.
I'm just a Scorpio.
You are a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini. That's what I was just
like, I'm a Gemini and I'm an empath. So I have split personalities. I'm also empath. Wait, which Myers-Briggs is the empath? ENFJ? I'm pretty sure it's the ENFJ.
I thought the ENFJ was just extroverted.
Yeah. I don't think empathetic is
it's not the E.
The empath. Oh, okay.
I would say INFJs are the ones that are more empathetic because they are feeling more in a way, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being empathetic and telling people you're an empath.
Yeah. It's like, what are you, Phoebe from Charmed, right?
Yeah.
I thought Phoebe was
INFP. INFP is called the
INFP.
That's called the empath.
So
INFP people.
But instead of so us, but wishy-washy. So Kiki and I, but wishy-washy.
Yeah, if you two were wishy-washy. So sometimes you're the empath, Akil.
Sometimes I'm the empath.
He is. I see it so much in him.
Start a conspiracy YouTube channel and make apologies for pedophiles.
Yeah,
like the other empaths do.
My man.
Okay,
so yeah, that's MBTI. How do you guys feel about your reading so far? Do you think it's accurate?
I mean, the thing with me is I do perceive things. I do observe a lot, right? People have debated me with the I because, like, am I an introvert? I'm an extrovert because sometimes I come off as an extrovert, right? But like,
so
I think but stop! Don't that's just as bad as calling each other. But I think when I find the right people, I come out of my shell and I don't stop talking. But yeah,
ambivert. Stop making up words.
Yeah, let's stop. I'm an ambivert.
We have enough made up words in this episode. All right.
Thank you. Like, listen. A red flag is someone calling themselves the empath. Also, sisters. This I usually advise the brothers. This is my genuine advice to the sisters. If you are saying you're an ambivert on your dating profiles, or an extroverted introvert, or introverted extrovert, whatever, take that off. It's a red flag. Like when brothers see that, we're just like, nope. Like we just off with our head. We don't even look twice at you. I don't think
that's true.
Yeah.
It's true for the good brothers. So when you're asking, where all the good brothers? Why aren't they swiping on me? They're swiping past you because they see that on your profile.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't agree with that because I'm swiping on everybody on the profile because nobody ever matches. But that's a different.
You're a numbers guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm a numbers guy.
Right, cool.
All right, so that's Myers-Briggs. Should we move on to Enneagram? Enneagram.
Yeah.
So we're all different on the Enneagram.
I do think this is more accurate.
What is an Enneagram?
Yeah, it is. So this one, if you actually trace it all the way back, this goes back into, this is what actually Sufis used way back in the day, because this tells you more about your ego and how to keep it in check. But this is not, now it's been very mainstreamed as a personality test, but it's to give you more of a guide into your ego and like to kind of just navigate that with, yourself.
So if you look at Truity, the people who made the test, they do say the model has been attributed to Jewish Kabbalah, Christian mysticism, and Sufism, a mystical form of Islam. In fact, it has been posited that Dante apparently had very good knowledge of the Enneagram, since the characters in the Divine Comedy correspond largely to the Enneagram types.
Okay. So when you introduced this and when I took the test, it felt like an engram. Have you guys heard of engrams?
No.
Okay, so engram is a very similar personality test where it looks for like who you are, what you do, what you think, and how that can be approved. Engrams are the recruiting tool used by Scientologists. So they'll like set up a personality test booth or have it online. And they do this engram test, and it's very similar to this one. And then their solution, no matter what your personality test ends up being, their solution is always, you need to join our cult. And that's happened to me twice. I went to a festival and that happened, and I was stopped on the street and that happened. So I was accidentally tried to recruit into Scientology using a very similar test to this one. So that's why I'm suspicious.
Is it the Scientology, when they start talking to you, they make you hold the 2 bars?
Yes.
That's what you did?
One of the tests is holding the 2 bars. I've done that one.
Yeah.
The other one is a written test, which was closer to this one.
The 2 bars is pretty much hypnosis, right? Like
it's not hypnosis. It's just conductivity. You squeeze it, then the thing goes.
No, but like the way they're asking you questions, very.
Yeah.
We could discuss it later.
Yeah. All it's doing is sensing, like, it's like a little bit worse than a lie detector machine. Basically, if you tense up while holding the bars, then the thing goes. And you can sit there and just like squeeze it off and on and just make it go crazy. It's nice. Anyway, enneagrams, not engrams. So this is self-knowledge, this is ego, this is Sufi stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. But commodified Sufi stuff.
Yeah.
Because it did also, is this the one that's like, here, buy your report after I took the test? Buy your 18-page report.
I think that's for like all of them. They just want you to buy so you can learn more about it and stay in that box.
Okay. So, Kiki, what's your
I'm a
Enneagram?
2. I'm a 2. I'm the helper. I'm the giver.
I would say you're more of a 9, but yeah. Oh, for the test.
Actually,
okay.
Yes. So, ha! that like really went. I was like, oh, let me grab it back.
Yeah.
Yep, it went right over your head because you're too
a
small.
lot of things go over her head. It's okay.
I'm a shorty. I'm fun size. Anyways, I used to be a 9 actually.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I go back and forth in between 9 and 2, and actually when I was doing Hikmah counseling, Dr. Mason, he told me I gave off 7 vibes actually, which like was in there, but yeah, so I'm a 2. I'm the caring, generous, people pleasing. I don't know about possessive, but okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't know. That's just in the description.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like that tracks, because every night in Ramadan you had people over and you fed them and you took care of them for way too long.
Are you saying that's like possessive?
No, I'm saying that's people pleaser.
Oh, okay,
I think that's generous. I think that's caring. Yeah. It could be possessive. Did you ever like try to have the party at somebody else's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
We rotate. We were rotating weekly at different people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
like,
Zane,
no, my house only.
That would be possessive. So Zane, you're a loyalist. You're a 6. What is that?
Hold on. I'm looking at my old test because I took yes, I am a 91. Whoa. Interesting. My bad. I am actually, it seems like I am a 5. I am 98% match with a 5 and 91% match with a 6.
Okay.
And 94. No, but I'm sorry. This is the weaker test. I am more in match with 6 and 4. So yeah, this
what do
this
these
test,
numbers mean, dude?
Here's the thing. Unlike the Myers-Briggs, which I have consistently stayed at INTP, with Enneagram, I've gotten 6, 5, and 4. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 is being the loyal, the skeptics. We're preoccupied with security, seeking safety, and like to be prepared for problems. And when I read that, that is me. I'm always overthinking that, right? So I guess currently I'm definitely a 6, right?
Currently you're a 6.
100%, right?
Okay.
I can't deny that. People will meet me and they're like, why are you overthinking this? I have the Batman syndrome where like I'm making contingencies for contingencies for contingencies. That will never happen. Realistically, these worst case scenarios will never happen, but I have a plan for the worst case scenario, which will never happen, right?
Okay.
So I'm a stressed body like that. The type 5, the investigator 5 seek understanding and knowledge and are more comfortable with data than people. Yeah, I am definitely more comfortable with data than people because like I hate people. But it was like that was me, especially like I would just start reading stuff, researching stuff, go down Wikipedia holes that we've all been down, right? And then sometimes I got 4, which is the individualist. 4s can be unique and to live authentically and highly attuned to the emotional experience. So that's why like I do identify with like 6 and 4 more, right? And like 6 is also very committed, and that's a huge thing for me. So I'm anxious and very committed, right? And I think that there's no 2 other words that describe me better than that. That's why I think the Enneagram is more accurate than the Myers-Briggs.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
What are you, Akhil?
Hold on. This one shows examples of each personality type. So Zayn over here is similar to George H.W. Bush, Prince Harry, Jennifer Aniston,
Wow.
Chris Rock, Frodo Baggins, and my personal favorites, Newt Gingrich and Alex Jones.
He's a 6? They're all 6s?
Yeah. So this explains why you wanted to start the podcast. You're just the same personality as Alex Jones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just smarter, but yeah. Dang. I got called out. I got checked right. You know what? The Myers-Briggs is more what do you call it? Accurate, and INTP is what what's his name? What Albert Einstein was an INTP. Was good.
Sure.
Go on.
And Kiki is like Stevie Wonder, and Mary Kay from the makeup company.
I was like, I hope you don't say Mary Kate.
Like the Olsen twin?
Yeah, I was like, I'm good.
No, different Mary Kay. Martin
Aging
Sheen,
herself.
Canadian celebrity.
We know who Martin Sheen is. He's like Canadian celebrity.
I don't know half of these people that you're naming.
Eleanor Roosevelt, Desmond Tutu.
I know that person.
Monica Lewinsky.
I see Eleanor Roosevelt because then she used to host stuff, and Kiki has a hobby of just hosting.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh,
Eleanor
Luciano
Roosevelt.
Pavarotti.
Who?
That's nice. The opera singer? No? Okay.
Fine. I don't sing.
Fine. Guru Amaji. Do you know who Guru Amaji is?
No.
I don't know who that is, but their nickname is the Hugging Saint. So
that's I give better hugs now. I used to hate hugs.
Okay.
Short people do give better hugs. I'm not gonna lie.
Not to me.
Really?
I always feel bad because it's like face in stomach, face in sternum.
They have to like reach around.
I know. I'm too tall for comfortable hugs.
Yeah. So, give them a stool. They'll do much better. Yeah.
My ex actually did that. When we'd like hug goodbye at school, she'd like climb up the stairs, like halfway up the stairs, and I'd have to like lean. Never mind. So I'm a 9.
Yes.
Accepting, trusting, stable, creative, supportive. Definitely, that sounds like me. Wants to create harmony in their environment and avoid conflicts and tension. Keep things as they are. I think that sounds like me.
Yeah,
that does. I'm not somebody who changes. I'm not somebody who stresses people out. But I love who the other 9s are on this list, because it's like JFK, Carl Jung, who we already made fun of on the podcast, Walt Disney, Jim Henson, Carlos Santana, Mr. Rogers.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Is Zayn frozen, or is he just contemplating? No, he's thinking. Okay.
I'm also
I know, it's weird. He's silent. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm also looking at the different anagram tests. Like, why did I get different answers for this anagram? It's like making me really anxious.
I think that one changes a little more depending on, because I used to be a 9 because I used to be very like just agreeable. And now I'm like, no, I actually have an opinion and I'd like to state it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm the opposite. I used to be very opinionated, but now I'm like, I am on 2 podcasts, but I like in real life, I keep my opinions to myself. Yeah. And I let other people talk a lot. So I think I'm growing into a 9 for sure.
Yeah.
We're going to make you into something else. So you talk on the podcast.
Why?
I'm not always talking.
Okay, so that's Enneagram. Anything else for Enneagram?
No. Let's move into my favorite.
The worst one.
The dark triad.
The dark triad. Zane, do you want to tell us what the dark triad is?
Okay, this is how I discovered it.
Okay.
I was watching a Jordan B. Peterson clip. The second time we're referencing him on this
Very
podcast.
Jungian.
Yeah. And he was talking about feminism. He's like, feminism is only narcissistic, Machiavellian, psychopathic. I'm like, did you just like throw words like in there? Like, what are you talking about? And like someone messaged me and they were like, no, he's talking about the dark triad. I'm like, what is the dark triad? And like I was reminded of like the intellectual dark web, right? That was the thing. And they're like, no. And then it was supposedly founded by, actual psychologists. And it measures 3, I guess, dark traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Psychopathy.
Nope. Try again.
Psychopathy. Dictionary.com. Let's go. Psychopathy.
Are you saying psychopathy?
Psychopathy.
There you go. You got it.
Psychopathy. Okay. Psychopathy. See, I didn't have my IPA pulled up. Next time I'll have my IPA pulled up. I just pulled up my IPA.
I thought it's just because you're Pakistani. Like some people say Peter and some people say Fir. I thought you were doing the same thing with psychopathy.
No, definitely not. So, yeah, that was it, and I liked it because I made fun of the other things because like people are like, I'm an empath, right? That's what people who take the Myers-Briggs say, or like I do this because I'm a Gemini, right? With the dark triad, like it really holds a mirror to your face. It's like you ain't no empath, you're a red flag, right? So that's why I like it.
I don't. But the only options are 3 red flags, so of course it's gonna say you're one.
How big of a red flag are you, right? Like if you're only like 4% of one of the red flag, that's fine. But if you're 35% narcissistic, something to be proud about.
I don't think that's something to be proud about.
Okay, let's get into our percentages.
Yeah,
I was reading my notes. I didn't even notice the sunglasses come back.
Wait, do you want to define what the 3 traits are? Because I do feel like they are misdefined.
Sure. So let's start with Machiavellianism. Everyone is familiar with Niccolo Machiavelli, author of The Prince. The Prince is just a handbook on how to be the worst ruler possible.
It's a comedy.
It's satire.
It's a parody. Yeah, it's satire. People took that seriously. It's like
people took it seriously because people are dumb. But it's basically, it's a handbook on how to be the worst ruler, how to treat your people like garbage, how to like embezzle on a government scale.
Yeah,
it's fascinating to read if you understand that it's a satire. But if you don't, then you'll just become like a Redditor, I guess.
You'll become a Redditor.
Yeah. Or already be one. I don't know which one causes the other. So Machiavellianism in this context is the traits in that book, the traits that Machiavelli doesn't like. So that's being manipulative, that's being cynical, that's doing whatever you can to get the results that you want. So just very controlling of other people around you is going to be Machiavellianism here. Narcissism comes from ancient. Is it?
No. Okay, so this is a Gen Z versus older generation thing.
I'm in the older generation though. I'm not.
Yeah, but you hang out with little babies who are in Gen Z. Okay, and you're 5 feet tall, so you blend in with them. So I'm pretty okay. So this took me a long time to figure out because when I first joined social media, TikTok, everyone was like, "Oh, I did a narc. Narcs were bad." I'm like, "Yeah, ACAB, narcs suck, right?
Narcs suck.
Narcs suck. ACAB."
Yeah.
So people like you and I, when we hear narc, we understand it as narcotics agents. Those cops who
undercover
cops who try to arrest you for having drugs.
Yes.
Especially in high school. I don't know why high schools used to have narcs, right?
But
because
high schools used to have drugs. They probably still have drugs.
Fair. Nowadays, well, drugs are now legal, so I hope there's less narcs in the world. ACAB.
Oh, I was talking about, did y'all cheerleaders not do cocaine in high school?
Oh,
did y'all? Who's y'all? Who was
the
the
high school that
cheerleader?
Well, she went to high school in Pakistan.
Oh, I was on the cheerleading team in Pakistan. It didn't last very long.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I went to a fancy high school then, where people
Pakistan
can afford
usually
cocaine.
Have heroin.
Oh, right.
They call it Mary J. Weed. Weed is Mary J. There.
Yes, that's not heroin.
Yeah, that's not heroin.
I know.
Cool. So that's how I understood narc. I'm guessing that's what Akil just thought what a narc was.
Or the colloquial narc, which is just somebody who snitches.
I just thought about the narcs I dated. That's all I thought about.
Yeah.
You dated the narcs?
Yeah,
Snitches get stitches.
Yes.
So now Kiki is using the word narc to mean narcissist, and as old heads, as ACAB guys who hate snitches or undercover agents, we don't like narcs. Snitches, snitches get stitches and end up in ditches.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where we had this
yes
confusion.
Yes.
So Kiki says narc for narcissist. Yes.
Narcissist, narcissism in this context comes from Roman mythology. A guy named Narcissus who's like super hot. And he just stared at himself in the mirror the whole time. And I think he like saw his reflection in like a pool of water and tried to like make out with himself and died. It's been a while since I've read the story. I don't think that's specifically what happens. But basically completely in love with himself to his detriment.
Wasn't that Adonis?
Yo.
It could have been Adonis. I'm pretty sure it's Narcissus.
The common trait that I have found in a couple of the we all have a level of narcissism in us, obviously, but the common trait in the men that I found, they love staring at themselves in the mirror and like fixing their hair or just like themselves, like constantly though.
Maybe if you gave them a compliment.
Okay, I lied. He didn't try to make out with himself. He just stared at himself until he died.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Just like the people that Kiki doesn't compliment.
Yeah.
I compliment. I will be like, I remember giving one person a compliment where I was like, oh, the color brown of your eye. Did anyone tell you how blah, blah, blah looks with your eye color and eyes and this and that? Like, I went on about like Beauty and the Beast library. So there's a library of like.
That's a very bad compliment.
No, it was good. No, it was a good compliment. I'm just not saying it properly.
If you had to say, okay, you know what? Moving on.
Okay. Psychopathy or a psychopathy if you're Zane is just low empathy and high impulsivity. So you don't care about anything. You just do what you do. And it's like a pattern of behavior. So if you're constantly ignoring other people, how they feel, how they think, how they treat you, and just focusing on yourself, that's going to be psychopathy.
Can we rewind? I found my compliment.
You found it? You texted it to someone?
You texted that. Please read it out loud. Sure.
This is what I said. Did I ever tell you that you have really nice eyes? I know I never told you that. I'm aware. And not because they're light brown, but there's a lot of depth in them. Actually, kind of like the library in Beauty and the Beast. That is what I said.
That's a horrible compliment.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but hold on, Dave. Hold on.
Okay.
So,
you have colored eyes, Akhil. Has anyone said anything like that to you?
Why'd you add the Beauty and the Beast?
That I have the eyes of a library? No.
Oh. Well, I will say. Actually,
I will say.
Go ahead.
The compliment that I don't get, that I give a lot because I don't have brown eyes, is just how deep brown eyes are, especially dark brown eyes. Yeah, I didn't compare it to a Disney movie though,
or a library.
Don't you remember me referring to my house having a ladder from Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, but yes, that has nothing to do with someone's eyes.
So context, because we are all Fs. We're not Fs. Kiki and I are Fs on Myers-Briggs. Did the person like Beauty and the Beast?
They love the compliment.
Okay, because if they like Beauty and the Beast, and you're like, oh, my favorite scene from Beauty and the Beast is the library. Your eyes are like the Beauty and the Beast library. I could just get lost in them. Then that's fine.
That's like, cheesy. I would never say that to a guy.
It's not cheesier than what you said.
Yeah.
Mine was cheesy?
Yours was cheesier than what I said. I just said a reduced version of yours.
Yours didn't even make sense. Actually, what Akhil said, like with his eyes, Akhil got beautiful eyes. I was like, I wish Akhil would say that to me. With what you said, I was like, what the hell is she even talking about? Like, especially if you texted me that, you know what I would do if you texted me that? I'll give you the heart and then just change the topic.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Heart, don't respond for the rest of the night. Good morning text, completely separate.
That is exactly what happened, probably. Tell me if that's what happened.
I'm finding it again.
So
while you're looking,
I gotta thank you, smiley face, and that this is beautiful. And the library is incredible.
Wait, this is beautiful or this is beautiful, period? What is the
This
punctuation
is
on that text?
beautiful. And I was like, then I actually went in deeper. I was like, but that's just
It got
emphasizing.
worse.
I say that's emphasizing how many thoughts are behind those eyes. And then he's like, I didn't think of it that way, and that's even more beautiful.
I will say.
He didn't even think about your compliment. He's just like, that's beautiful. And just left in one ear and out the other.
I will say part of the feedback I got for us from our audience is that
we need to compliment each other's eyes.
Yeah, Akko does have beautiful eyes. Some girl did say that to me. So
see, okay. So I get that a lot. I've got that since I was a little kid, since as long as I could remember. Also, the milk. Have you guys heard the milkman comment?
No.
Where like you're like somebody goes up to a mom and is like, "Oh, your kid has this feature that you don't have," and they're like, "Oh, they got it from the milkman."
Oh yeah.
So I heard that like all the time growing up, that I got my eyes from the milkman.
That's messed up.
We had a milkman back in the day. Like we got milk delivered to the house, and the lids of the milk were the same color as my eyes. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it from the milkman. It's like it's the same color. It makes sense.
Wow.
I was a teenager when I found out what that meant.
Yeah.
And that my mom was just laughing and agreeing to it. Like it's not problematic at all.
Okay, well,
Kiki, you know what that means, right? You look a little hot.
Okay. Now I do. I understood.
You put the pieces together. All right.
Okay. So let's
but
go
it's
with the dark try.
So like, yeah, they're nice, but they're also like surface level. The thing that I like about brown eyes is that they have more depth to them. Not quite like a cartoon library, but like they feel like my eyes seem like flat and surface level. It's just like a thing. But like I could look into brown eyes for like days if I didn't have to eat.
Because I have brown eyes.
Yeah, you've got both of you have really nice.
I've never gotten complimented on brown eyes because like I've always been around white
I'm going to
people.
compliment you right now.
Yeah,
the depth of your eyes puts the Hubble Space Telescope to shame.
You know what? That's a better compliment than Kiki gave. I'll take it.
Yeah, because they're dark, but they're also like warm and welcoming, and like, oh my god, brown eyes at sunset with a low sun,
the golden hour
into the eyes. I like Margaya, dude.
Yo, I need to go out.
Away,
okay. I gotta go more. I gotta go outside more. I think
need to go outside.
You need
to next time you have like religious talks over chai with your
just
on your date.
Outside.
Sit outside.
Yeah.
Keep sunset. It halal.
Yeah, in public. Don't go to Kiki's house. Go to a cafe. Sit outside, and just let her look into your eyes at sunset.
Cool. So
yeah,
that's a very narcissistic thing to do. Can you explain what psychopathy was again?
So psychopathy is not thinking about other people, just thinking about yourself.
So that actually explains a lot. So when I took this test, because I am a hermit, I've said that before. When I took this test, I really thought my Machiavellianism was gonna be up high, but I do have a strong sense of commitment and being like the sixth, the loyalist, like from the Enneagram. The Enneagram actually, I think the dark triad and the Enneagram go together. A lot of the reason my Machiavellianism is low is because of being committed and friendship and loyalty. So
for the viewers at home, Zane's Machiavellian is 4%.
Yes, very
Kiki
low.
is 6%, also very low. I'm 29%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should actually go like that way. Let's go that way.
Yeah.
So did we do narcissism?
We didn't do narcissism.
Let's go narcissism first. I am 35% narcissism, the biggest narc in this group. Amazing. Yep. No, not a snitch. Narcissism as
such a narc. Such a narc thing to wear.
I do look
that is a narc thing to wear. In both definitions.
In both definitions. 35%.
I'm a 21%.
Yeah, I'm 19. So I'm the least narcissistic. Which you can tell because I'm like full-time content creator.
And my biggest percentage is psychopathy because I am a hermit, and the way I describe, I don't like to say I'm impulsive, but I like to say I'm the student of the living force, because there's a difference between the unifying force and the living force. All my Star Wars fans, right? The
It is Star
unifying,
Wars Day.
yeah, the unifying force is what the old Republic people used to do. When it died out, Yoda and Mace Windu used to meditate a lot and figure out what to do. And Obi-Wan, I'm not Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, if more people listen to Qui-Gon, he said, "Don't think, feel." And that is what Luke Skywalker took to his way of the Jedi. So
Yeah.
I like to think I'm a student of the living force, not impulsive.
Okay.
I'm gonna, since it's Star Wars Day and we're also Muslim, you just described Tawhid from like the Sufi perspective.
Yes, I did. So I think it's a good thing. 42% psychopathy.
I don't think that's a good thing, but okay.
I'm 19%.
Even with your explanation, because your explanation is so the living force.
But you said it was Sufi
force,
Tawhid, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so the explanation is fine. I don't think that explanation has to do with psychopathy. If you were ignoring the living force and focused on your own goals, if you were like a Darth Maul kind of guy, Darth Sidious kind of guy, that's psychopathy. More Darth Sidious than Darth Maul. Yeah, psychopathy is, all three of these are dark side traits.
I like to listen. I don't like to define myself as impulsive. All I'm just saying is I don't like being defined as impulsive. I do think when I want to fix something, I just jump in. I don't think I just do.
That is impulsive.
I think it's found the living force. And having Tawhid. But
sure,
go on.
Sure. Go off. Kiki, you were saying, sorry.
Oh,
Before
I was saying
we narcissistically interrupted you.
I'm 19% and you are 35%.
I'm 35. So narcissism is your highest trait, Kiki.
Yes.
Which we all know.
You think you're an empath. I'm a Gemini empath. Yeah.
I don't go around saying this. People are going to think that I just go around saying this.
You seem like the type. So
hold on. Let me change your label here to Kiki empath.
Kiki empath. Okay. So the empath. Oh, dang. That's cold-blooded. So the best person out of all
we
of
were not
us,
going to make fun of me on the show today.
We're not. So Kiki, your average is 28%, which is 18.17 lighter than the average person.
I'm 15%.
She's 15%.
You're 15%, which is 18.17% lighter than the average person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Akil, you are.
I'm 28.
You're 28.
I'm more evil than you are.
You are 5.17% lighter than the average person. I'm 6.17% lighter than the average person. So we're all good people net wise.
And I'm the worst out of the three of us.
No, you're 27%.
I'm 27%. No, he's darker than me.
Zane's 27. I'm 28.
Like 1. Yes.
Yeah. 1.
Yeah.
But we're all lower than the average person. So we're better than the average person. Mashallah.
This is him saying Rishta talk, Rishta.
No, okay, absolutely not. Because let's face it, all the girls who are probably listening to this and will go on the apps, they'll pick lighter people later, and they'll go for people who have like high narcissism. Someone on this podcast loves to date narcs, like she has said. So, like, let's face it. The girls are going for the narcs. 50% and above.
They come in like a clown. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I mean, they do. They have a mask on where they're like, we're empathetic, we're this, we're there, and then you realize, like, no, they don't have emotions.
Exactly. The biggest red flag is when someone says, "I'm an empath. We're empathetic." It's the biggest red flag.
Yeah.
Or
they say they don't have empathy. That's when you're like, yo, psycho behavior.
That is pretty, that is pretty psychotic.
I feel like that's one step better, though, because at least they know they're psychos.
Alrighty. Getting to know us more.
Thank you for getting to know us and tuning into this episode of Local Chai. Yeah, because it's been an hour.
Yeah.
So we're going to end this one later. Here, and we can do it now, but it'll just be a separate episode.
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah? Thank you so much for joining us.
Segment 1. We'll be back in segment 2 later.
To be continued, part 1 and 2.